laugh at them now.
I laughed at Diablo. I mean, remember, I even told him right out, like,
But
you know what?
he's the most handsome guy there.
Back then, you remember his pro. I even told him before, right? I even told him before. You remember the very first season you were in MPL. Man, I think that you are a snotty guy. Yeah, your profile picture makes me really think that you are a very annoying gangster. Or was it like?
But he's not. He's
YP?
a gentle soul.
That's not what the story of the photo sounds like.
But of course, never judge the cover. Never judge the book by its cover, and never judge the story from the first chapter. Right? Never judge RSG right now. You never know what kind of shenanigans they may pull, because you know. A fresh bunch of faces right here with nothing left to lose, going up against Kingdom Esports in the helm of Lozy right there. You got FMM, you got Yon as well, and also Sammy earlier just now you saw in the battle stations instead of Icy Frost. Yeah, like literally, right? They've got nothing left to lose, a lot to prove.
So, of course, brand new draft, brand new teams from, of course, a little bit of freshness from the previous game or previous series. It is, of course, Coach Melon going up against Coach Icy Frost.
Sammy. Icy Frost not there.
Oh, right, yeah. Coach Sammy. I mean, he literally his jersey was just right there. So, I just want to know how Yi Sun-shin is going to come into play, right? Because so far, I would like to believe that Yi Sun-shin has got, what, 100% pick ban? Yeah, 100% pick ban.
100% pick ban, and don't forget, this is Expanding Rivers. This is the map for Yi Sun-shin if both these teams want to prove it. So I believe if I were, especially RSG, right, I take it away. Just go Scorched Earth style. Don't allow the Yi Sun-shin, because right now it's S++ tier. Especially on this map, it's like elevated. Is there another level above
river.
S++?
S++, I mean, SR.
I don't know what kind of... SSR. Oh yeah, true. Yeah. If you want to go that.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to that direction. Yeah, Farsa. Okay, Farsa is going to thrown into the banning pool as well, and it's all up to Kingdom if whether they want to care about that Yi Sun-shin or not. Having a Yi Sun-shin in the team, once again, always allows your team to play very flexible and a lot into the early stages of the game, because it enables your gold laners by coming out of the lanes early as a fighter.
Yeah, you can definitely. There's a lot more flexibility if you go for a Yi Sun-shin in the jungle, right? You allow your marksman or your gold lane to be a lot more flexible. You can go for your main gold laners as well, like your Harif. We haven't seen much gold lane Harifs right now in this particular patch from the side of MPL Singapore, but you know, everything is exciting to see right now, right? RSG. Don't forget, there's also the new Obsidia that some of the teams has tried before, but to no avail. It's not really good. I think it was Kingdom Esports Grand was the one that picked up the first Obsidia of MPL Singapore, right?
I can't exactly remember, but we can check out the stats in a bit later. But you know, now the baton is going to be passed over to RSG. Oh, it is Grant?
It's just Grant. I just searched Obsidia now. Check our sheets.
Only Grant.
Yep.
So Grant is the only one that played Obsidia. And it's a 0% win rate.
0% win rate.
Damn.
Yeah, so... Yeah, definitely, right? Because Obsidia is such a very interesting hero right now. But okay, RSG, PTBL, not going to go for the Yi Sun-shin. Going to focus on the Murphy's Kimi right off the bat. This allows Kingdom Esports. Oh, Drain Insanity going for the Uranus. That's exactly what he likes to play. Giving Yon the Yi Sun-shin, especially for someone like Yon that could like identify opportunity and snowball out of control. We kind of shape him up like the successor of Bray, but I still expecting more coming out from Yon.
Yeah, he's notably a player that plays a lot of jungle assassins. He's one of his first debut plays whereby he only showed assassin heroes. And remember back in the playoffs, suddenly just poof, and it's like, hey, wait, this guy can play tank junglers too.
Akai, I remember that.
There was an Akai?
Akai. It was an Akai jungle tank. Because there's a period of time where Martis tank was playing as well, jungle at the same time, but you know, it just shows that he's really confident in his rotations. He's also very aggressive, especially when we start watching him play in community tournaments, right? He's so aggressive, he identifies weak points, he's gonna start hard invading, and if you notice, RSG goes for the Fragrant. This is a hero that's not very vulnerable to hard counter jungles.
So now we are going to be left with R3 to be picked out. They can, of course, go for... Okay, Farsa has been removed. Technically speaking...
The Eve, perhaps?
Eve?
Remember, Eve and the Uranus is a perfect wombo combo together, and you're also immediately immune to the Franco, Bloody Hunt, and also if you want to go into the real-world manipulation. Online. But Kingdom Esports goes for Lozi's Grok. Now, Lozi's Grok is a different breed.
Yeah, very aggressive Groks, right? Most of the time, Groks would want to play passive because they just want passive vision, give the team information. And technically speaking, now that they have the Yi Sun-shin, they have a lot of information that they could get for themselves and move on forward from that point onwards. So, from first pick to third pick, RSG right now, they do have got ways whereby they have a good pick-off coming in from the Franco. It is a skill shot pick-off though, so you're gonna have to remember that. In the meantime, we also have the Traction Pulse, which is also a skill shot AoE crowd control. So right now, RSG's lineup is very crowd control.
This land is our homeland,
skill
and it will soon be your burial ground.
So mobility, I think that is going to be a very important thing for KE if they want to kind of sidestep some of these skill shots, if they even want to care about that at all. We don't have burst damage just yet from RSG, so they're lacking of XP. They're also lacking of gold laners. And right now, it is a very open draft. This first 3 pick from RSG, I feel kind of questioned. I don't know how are they going to make full use of the Bloody Hunt. What kind of combo can they do?
I will choose my own
your
path.
Bloody Hunt and Uranus, I will ask you why. I think so. It's really up to the Bloody Hunt onto the last 2.
It has to be a carry.
Hero from the side of Kingdom Esports. But don't forget, Hoki is a very strong Franco, right? There's a reason why sometimes in the community I nickname him as Hookie, because he's really able to land on... Remember? Yeah, we called him that, right? He was able to land out all these iron hooks properly, but now he's going up against Lozi, who has mastered the Franco like Season 3, right? He was literally called a fisherman last time. I call him that because he likes to go fishing. But now this time around, he's Bob the Builder. He's building walls, he's blocking exit points. And right now, if you take a look at RSG's lineup, yes, you got
among the planes exists the equilibrium,
but
which I was made for.
It's really scary. Lozi's Grok is absolutely scary.
So with the Lunox as well as the Yve out of the question, the baton is now going to be passed over to KE, where they are lacking of same thing, a gold laner and a mid laner. So they have good crowd control. They do have someone that can really survive. Oh, they decided to go for a proper gold laner. So this actually threatens RSG to not be able to pick up a carry of their own, because this way Granger is going to have a great field day in the gold lane. So I do like that flexibility from KE. Now it's just left over to RSG. What kind of hero will allow them to make full use of the Bloody Hunt and still be able to deal with such tanky front lines? Is 1-1 really and truly the way to go? Or do they want to get someone that can really deal with the tanky front lines by using Demon Hunter Sword?
Well, I'll say 1-1 is a interesting choice if they want to go for it, because the Uranus is more than happy to absorb all of that 1-1 shots, right? Moskov makes sense. You're able to juke around. You may able to also land down the Spear of Misery onto the Uranus and kind of push him away. Another contender to be able to use the Bloody Hunt and also that burst him down very quickly, because don't forget, Kimi and Moskov is kind of DPS. And also CC as well, right? Shred. Another potential gold laner that I think RSG could have gone for, technically speaking, is Zabane. Bloody Hunt, Spit, Ultimate, done.
I would say that it's not too bad considering the fact that they do have the Kimi, but the lack of reach might be a bit of a problem. But regardless, that is going to be a Vexana pick coming in from the side of KE. So Vexana and Granger being R4 and R5.
I like this one because the problem about Grox is that usually, just in case the wall actually builds in a very awkward position, you need range, right? So from the Granger and also the Vexana point of view, they have that range to kind of compensate for the wall. Basically, they can play around the wall or behind the wall and allow, you know, the frontliners like the Uranus and also the Grok to absorb all that damage. So it's really pivotal on how Lozi lands down the Grok wall. But hey, you know, this is Lozi we're talking about. I've seen him literally build the walls in very interesting ways, and don't forget, right now, this expanding rivers, the Grok is able to roam very quickly. Same could be said over the Franco because of his passive.
So ultimately, Kingdom Esports generally play for a front to back kind of thing. They deal with the front lines and then slowly advances to the back side of RSG. And technically speaking, RSG would do the same thing because at this point in time, yes, they do have a CC that they can kind of combo with the Franco, but it's not exactly a true combo because you can't immediately kill someone even after that hook and the bloody hunt happens unless the entire team of RSG just literally dove onto that one person, which we know is not gonna go well because of the fact that, you know, everyone just can't get it together.
Yeah, you got a tech charge that Lozi can easily disengage everything, and all of a sudden, yes, you're able to dive onto somebody with the bloody hunt. All Lozi has to do is just charge at one person down. Then after that, you got the FMM's ultimate at the same time. So all of a sudden, everything that you kind of built up for may go to waste. So RSG, I feel like if they really want to win this one, Hoki needs to land down the perfect hook into the perfect bloody hunt or flicker up bloody hunt. Everybody bust this person away and get out of it.
And of course, let's talk about lane priority, right? I would say that Granger definitely have got more lane prior than Ash due to the inherent way to just poke the opponents out. In the middle lane though, it is Kimi and Franco. Kimi and Franco is not exactly much better than a Grok plus Vexana, so priority goes over to Kingdom Esports. While down to the bottom lane, I don't really want to talk about this because it's just Uranus, right?
It's definitely going to be a winning lane for CC, right? CC can easily strat against a Uranus. Uranus needs some time perhaps to heal up all the way because of the passive stacks, but it's going to take a little bit longer because Taurus is more than happy to shred, especially when Green Insanity step forward just a little bit. So Skimmer step forward a little bit over there, gets taunted by PTBL. Still on the face though, but he heals all the way back up.
Yeah, he don't mind that. In fact, it's much more encouraged for him to get hurt because he do want to keep up with those radiant stacks.
Oh, lots of damage landing onto Lozi. Lozi tanking up as much as possible. The damage coming up from FMM is there, lands onto Murphy, but Lozi has to limp away, doesn't have level 4 as of yet.
Insanity is looking for an opportunity, and so will Lozi. Lozi is not level 4 just yet, but they're going in.
Here comes the traction pole as well. Yon steals away the turtle right away from RSG noses, and also Ash throwing the Moscow Spear of Destruction all the way into the turtle pit right there. But PTBL and Yon takes the bite down to the dust, and it's still Kingdom Esports picking away the first turtle.
A turtle for the side of Kingdom Esports, while in the meantime picking up 2 as well. One onto PTBL and the other one onto Hoki. While RSG, they got 1 kill, credited over to Murphy, and the one that's died, unfortunately, is also gonna be Yon. So both of the junglers went down throughout the entire fight, so it's a complete reset in some sense for the junglers. But all in all, Kingdom Esports definitely appreciated that a little bit more, especially since one of the kills went over to FMM, exactly what they need for the early game.
Yeah, it's a 1k gold lead, right? Had one of the other junglers actually didn't fall, it's going to be beneficial for the other side, right? But the fact is, it's just a scorch earth kind of tactic for both of these two teams. I lose my jungler, you lose yours. It's still okay, but Kingdom Esports definitely got the better part of that trade.
So ultimately, it comes down to how much influence we are able to see from Kingdom Esports because of the advancing wave clears from them. So once they have managed to clear that out, where do they go? How do they make use of their time? So at this moment in time, they moved all the way to the northern side, completely zones out the Moskov, not allowing the Moskov to get into lane, and gives free farm over to Grant. And this way, there is a lot more of those turret shields that he can take off, enhancing more farm for him just so that Grant can get the kill, get the Sky Piercer, number 1 earlier, number 2 be able to pop off way earlier so that they win the game under 15 minutes.
Yeah, Grant picking up the Sky Piercer is what you mentioned already, and of course a level advantage for the side of Grant as well. And now as we go into the mid part of the game, but hold on a second, there's a lot of damage onto Lozi by the side of Murphy though, but the wall is a little bit awkward, and now Ash landing down onto the Spear of Destruction as well in the middle right there, but not going to take it once again. Turtle has spawned, but this means that Ash is completely locked out from the turtle fight.
It's not too big of a deal, unfortunately. Kingdom Esports They do have got the total enmity onto Drinsanity, but the rest of the members from RSG, like literally 4 members here, they're just holding themselves. The Turtle's biding the time.
Turtle's actually healing Drinsanity up, and now he's ready for the charge right here.
Oh!
PTPL sneaks away the Turtle right underneath Kingdom Esports. Revenge is so sweet. The Bloody Hand lands on the Drinsanity. Drinsanity pops into Consecration. He walks out of there, buying off all the damage and also the utility from the side of RSG.
So there was no death at all from both sides, but the Turtle went over to RSG.
Drinsanity is back in the fight again.
Yeah, I mean,
HP.
Consecration plus a lot of Radiant stacks. That is just the power of a EXP Renus. As long as you just keep getting hit, there is absolutely no way that you won't be able to heal within 10 seconds.
Right now, it's just, you know, Kingdom Esports losing that one Turtle right here. It's still a bit of a gold advantage for the side of Kingdom Esports, but, you know, it's still not too shabby either. RSG can definitely climb all the way back up. But closer to the latest part of the game, Moskov and also Murphy and Ash and also Murphy should be able to rack up enough items to basically shred across Yawn to perhaps Grand, and it's all up to Drinsanity to just bait up as much basic shots as possible.
Let's slowly charge things up. That is going to be a quick fight over to the side of Murphy. Good hook!
Oh, that's exactly what we're talking about. The hooky will be able to land on the Grand. Unfortunate casualty from the side of Kingdom Esports. That luck from Hooky basically earns that pick off right there.
That is big, that's huge.
Massive.
Getting a kill on the ground now allows the Moskov to completely shove out the wave. Kingdom Esports zoned out and unable to stop this Moskov from clearing out that turret.
Yep, Drinsanity gets a curtain call right there from inside Taurus. Still able to just force a Consecration, heals all the way back up though. But it feels like, you know, Kingdom Esports losing side lanes right now.
I don't think it's too big of a deal just yet. Moskov, yes, you got the lane. You unlocked yourself, but you will want to rotate down to the bottom lane. This allows the CC to go a little bit more into the fight and be more proactive, but I don't see how it's going to be a big deal as of now.
Wall will be built, Tectonic Charge, but we'll be able to tag onto Murphy. Murphy will be able to just run away like it's nothing. Kingdom Esports poured quite a lot of utility onto Murphy right there, but it all goes to waste.
With 7 minutes into the game, the next turtle now has appeared. With RSG having the turtle enmity, they're just going to be trying to get themselves a little bit more ideas of how they want to do things. MPL did get a turtle though.
Just Uranus things, right? I feel like Ash is basically hurting himself. Drinsanity picks up Ash right there, but this gives a bit more breathing space on the side of Grand. Traction Pulse will be able to land. Hooky, it lands on the hook onto FMM though. These hooks are insane coming out from Hooky as Lozy will not be able to save it, and Drinsanity absorbing some damage from the side of Murphy. But once again, this is exactly very helpful for Drinsanity instead.
You know, one thing I just realized is that it's no longer a wild charge because you said tectonic charge, and I was like,
yep.
Since when did I change that name? it's not that wild anymore.
It's not in the patch notes.
Yeah, it's like tectonic charge.
Yeah, it's tech charge as well.
Does that mean that they removed the tectonic plates? Is it called tectonic plates?
Yeah, I think it's inspired by the word tectonic.
Yeah, it just kind of like creates like earthquakes and all.
Yeah, it does, because it did create some form of earthquake, and Murphy just flew over the wall very easily, right? I think Murphy didn't even need the Purify wasn't even on as well. He could just jump over. So now Kingdom Esports, those CCs are not sticking onto RSG, and now Kingdom Esports is forced to do this right here. Nice flicker from the side. Hooky will be able to dodge away, but that means that no flicker bite coming up from the side of RSG for the next 100 seconds.
Yep, it forces that flicker. I thought that Hooky might as well just throw a hook before actually flickering out, because I mean that's a wall already, so it might be nice to be able to get some bonus out of that. But perhaps not exactly too keen to start off a fight when they don't have a lot of damage at this point.
Yeah.
I can't help but feel that RSG is lacking of a lot of damage sources.
Yeah, the wall is basically being built, but now Lozy flicker ultimate right into the wall, but nothing actually sticks from the side of RSG, and now Kingdom Esports may be punished right here. Murphy outputting the damage right here. PTPL stepping forward just a little bit. Lozy down low. PTPL snags out the kill. Drinsanity looks like he's going up next. The Spear of Destruction will just whiz past dangerously, cutting the battlefield in half between RSG and Kingdom Esports.
1-0, while Ash pushes all the way down to the bottom lane. Lord appears, and RSG now have got advantage as Kingdom Esports lack the opportunity and the utility to be able to start the fight with no crowd control on their side. That's all Insanity can do. Go in, take some radiant charges, and of course poke them a little bit.
The Lord has been recentered right here. You can see FMN desperately try to open up, and it's going to be Yawn taking the Lord away by the side of RSG. RSG just gives them a arm's rev. They don't want anything to do with Kingdom Esports, even though RSG is winning.
That is a gift from RSG to Kingdom. That is hands down a gift.
What, mercy?
I don't know. They went for the Lord,
yeah.
And then they slowly inched down. It's like, oh crap, Kingdom is here. Let's slowly back off.
Lozi biting onto, getting bit by the side of Hoki. Hoki goes into the Winter Crown as well. Here comes the Eternal Guard for the side of FMM, trying to output the damage a little bit, but it's gonna be Grant slamming the Rhapsody bullet after bullet, but Taro's unfazed takes down FMM.
There's still Grant as well as Yon though, and of course a very solid front line, but it is 3v5, so this is not something that Kingdom Esports will be able to get for free. Despite having a Lord down to the bottom lane, top lane should be able to be dealt with pretty simply, but looks like RSG is moving together to deal with the Lord and just giving the top turret away for free.
Yeah, this is basically the gift that RSG gave over to Kingdom Esports. Kingdom Esports poised to get even more, perhaps even topside, right? But at the same time, I think Kingdom Esports just needs to play a lot of catch-up as compared to RSG. RSG, on the other hand, this is basically uncharted territory for them. For once, they're basically leading the charge just a little bit better as compared to the past few games in previous matches. Kingdom Esports, on the other hand, they have to respect Hoki's Franco.
Such, it does seem like, okay, this is going to be a big fight.
Lots of damage onto FMM though. FMM will be able to walk away. SOD will go wide just a little bit more. But then again, RSG unable to catch anything buddy from the side of Kingdom Esports at all.
And at this point in time, it's just going to be getting a little bit more messy. As the rest of Kingdom Esports, they want something out of the T1 turret in middle, but RSG managed to save that turret really nicely, ensuring that Kingdom will not get a free turret takedown.
I see what Jinsanity wants to do. Goes in, basic attack that turret and tank the turret shots, and then back her off. I see that.
We have two very different ways of looking at what he did.
Why?
He just wants to uphold his Radiant stacks.
Oh, that's an EXP lane to talk about. Speaking of which, that's going to be Yawn destroying the turret right in the middle, open up the map just a little bit more. That's going to be the Mountain Shocker landing down, and Eternal got so many ultimates from the side Kingdom Esports just for one mid lane turret.
It's currently completely neck and neck, actually, and it's 12 minutes into this game. It could go to anyone at all, but looking down and looking at this this lineup, it's also a double marksman game for both team, right? But in terms of proper scaling, it definitely feels as though that RSG have got a way stronger late game potential because of that Moskov, and a pretty good way to initiate fights, hold people down. The only problem that I saw in RSG is that they don't have a proper combo to work with Hoki in the early game because they don't have that burst damage. But in the late stages, any crowd control is necessary, and every crowd control is good to really supplement the damage for these marksmen such as Murphy and Ash.
Yeah, but now they do, right? Now if the Iron Hole actually lands onto either FMM, Yawn, or even Grant, follow up with Bloody Hunt, you've got Murphy and you've also got Ash to basically follow up. It's gonna be impending doom now. The Lord will be reset right here. Traction Pulse will be landed. Jinsanity step forward just a little bit. FMN just lingering around, waiting for cooldown just a little bit. Yawn's a little bit slow to the fight right there. And now Jinsanity maybe no longer alive right here. BTBL will be able to pick up the kill. Grant will be stepping forward just a little bit more. But Yawn picks up Murphy at the same time, and he has to run from Taurus. Lozi landing the fight right here to balance out the aggression coming up from the side of RSG. And Kingdom Esports, yes, they want a battle, but Ash is cracking up top.
Oh man, play the macro game. That is exactly what Ash is doing, and this might be an almost free inhibitor turret, but unfortunately I don't think that. Oh wait, he might. He's trying to really crack it.
Ash is actually trying to crack it right here. Down low just a little bit more. Lozi as well, but FMM is there to save the day. And not only just that, Kingdom Esports sneaks away the Lord right here. Ash may stay a little bit too much longer out in the top side.
A little bit of unfortunate prioritization from Ash Ash, because there was actually a lot of opportunity and a lot of time that he could have knocked away that T3 turret. So he lost his life at the final second while the Lord is marching in. So now RSG may have a little bit of a problem trying to deal with all of these waves marching in, while Kingdom Esports is at a full it's a 5-man roll call.
Yep.
They can push down this inhibitor turret in the top lane, rendering Ash's efforts completely useless.
Right now, the Lord maybe charging just a little bit more. The Guardian's Barrier will be built right there, blocking up any form of entrance right here. Don't forget, this is still a pick-off composition by the side of RSG. If RSG lands out a perfect hook onto Yon, Grant, and also FMM are forced to follow up.
This is gonna be a game that might last to like 20 plus minutes, very likely. Unless Kingdom Esports somehow managed to find a way to close it out. Oh, Traction Pulse lands.
Traction Pulse lands onto that Taurus jump all the way in the fray right here. He's actually quite tanky, but he gets busted down by Grand. Rhapsody right in the middle of the forehead. Murphy spreading the damage right there. Yon will be able to limp away just a little bit. Murphy up close right there, but the damage coming out from Kingdom Esports is not there. Murphy will be able to chase them away.
The game will definitely drag on for a bit. Kingdom and RSG, they are looking for more items in order to really just pop off for one another. It is kind of a skill-based fight coming, moving forward. All about the micro, I would say. Ranger currently completely decked out, while Yi Sun-shin is the same. While we look at Kimi, not decked out just yet. We got 2 items short. While for Moskov, 1 item short. So there is clearly a benefit going over to Kingdom Esports because of the 4,500 gold lead. I think that they got an exponential increase in gold lead because of the failed top push from Ash.
Yep. If you notice, Kimi's these days actually pick up the Demon Hunter sword as well.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, it's because of the bonus percentage HP. Every time the bullet actually lands, it procs that as well, so that's why you start to see a lot more Kimi's picking that item up. Especially when you got Insanity to shred through, you got Lozy to shred through. Yeah, so that's a really good item pickup coming up beside the RSG.
So we'll see how much damage that could very potentially go. So we do have 2 marksmen that can really shred.
Just look at the numbers.
Okay, damn, look at that.
This feels good, right?
Feels good. It does feel good. Do I see any white numbers?
I'm a massive fan of high attack speed kind of heroes. Even if I do peanut damage, I feel good.
1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage,
Yeah.
1 damage.
Then I'll play the Diggy.
Hey, don't look down on him. He deals true damage, okay?
Yeah, true 1 damage. Anyway, speaking of true damage, here we go. It's gonna be Hoki gets knocked up sky high just a little bit more. The SOD will be landing in a bit of an awkward position. Ash doesn't really dare to take it as Kingdom Esports pushes RSG back as it sets up for the Lord for themselves.
Not a problem at all, but the fact that Hoki doesn't have a lot of HP is definitely going to be a problem. He doesn't have Flicker as well, so he can't go for any form of Flicker hooks. He can just go in and just try for a hook, but that means that he won't lose his life.
And not just that, FMM will be able to pick it up, and all of a sudden the catch potential for the side of RSG is completely gone, and Yon will step forward, doesn't really have care in the world onto Taurus, and now it's just gonna be leaving Grant all the way back. Yon sidesteps Appraisal's Wrath from the side of PTBL as Ash destroyed once again, trying to sneak as much infrastructure from the side of Kingdom Esports as possible, but Kingdom Esports snacks away the Lord.
Oh no, that might not look good, look that good for Taurus. But regardless, I'm kind of surprised that Insanity is actually still alive throughout this entire fight, considering the fact that there are 3 shredders from RSG.
Yeah, I mean, that's a Uranus, right? Just pops Consecration, and then after that, just proceeds to live in green health. He's able to just outlast all this damage. Don't forget, this is technically RSG's territory. They have the damage to deal against Kingdom Esports, but they lose 2, well, make that 3 Lords over the side of Kingdom Esports.
I think that the main thing that they're lacking in really closing out these fights is a lack of burst. The one thing that Uranus is scared of is burst damage. If you just keep on dealing pellet damage over to Insanity, that is exactly what a CC, that is exactly what a Kimi and a Moskov does. So no one that can really and truly burst him down for good. He will just get out and come back in again and just relentlessly come in with that endless painful cycle.
Yeah, it's just constant reset, right? He's able to bait out as much damage and also a nice bait coming outside RSG, putting the lore over to the other side. Traction pulse to set up a bit of a zoning area for the side of RSG, allowing them some for a brief. Lozy tech charge air just to try to cut away and try to push as many minutes away for the side of RSGSG as RSGSG holds down the fort in their base.
Still zero value out of that push. But my main question and main thing that I'm looking out for really boils down to damage numbers. Yes, I talked about no burst damage from RSG, but they are still kind of scary. Moskov is still really scary.
Yeah.
But Kingdom, we cannot underestimate the power of Vexana in the late game too. That burst damage. Grant can also burst pretty darn well. Very good kiting capabilities. Goes toe-to-toe with the Kimi. Not like I believe that the both of them will be on a wild goose chase.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason why RSG, Kingdom Esports is having trouble to end the game is because of
Wave
Ash,
clear.
right? The wave clear from the side lanes has been really making it really hard for Kingdom Esports to really put the final nail into the coffin. Because Kingdom Esports, this is a roster that really wants a team fight, right? That's really want to go in, do a team fight. But RSGSG, this is a split push comp, and at the same time could easily become a pit comp, which is something that Kingdom Esports will fail against if they don't play the cuts right.
It could generally be a front to back too, because they can shred front lines pretty darn easily, right? So as long as they're able to kind of drop Lolzy down to an all-time low, they effectively eliminate one of the frontliners and force Kingdom Esports to reset. So it boils down to pokes. Can RSGSG actually poke to win? I highly doubt so, because they don't really have that big of a range as well.
Yeah, I think the only way is not to poke. I think it's just to pick off, right? Pick out somebody from the side of Kingdom Esports and walk away. But Kingdom Esports, on the other hand, for the side of FMM, can constantly throw skills right there and also drop down Eternal Guard, bring that in that additional body. We can start to see Jinsanity is zoning, the Traction Pulse will go. Here comes the Mountain Shocker onto PTBL. Big ultimates committed by the side of Kingdom Esports. But Kingdom Esports, if you notice, they're hesitating just a little bit because Ash is spotted all the way up top.
I think I finally understood what RSG is lacking, and that is the fact that their team lineup lacks mastery of one win con. Because they can do everything. They can do a lot, but only to mediocre value.
Mountain Shocker already landed. It seems like PTBL will be there to secure the Lord instead. RSGSG doesn't really care. They're going to send Ash all the way up top to try to hard push. But Kingdom Esports desperately trying to hold on to the team fight as much as possible. But they're losing HP bars. Murphy shredding. They don't really need Ash, but Ash, this time around, Ash joins in the fight alongside with the rest of his teammates. But Grant picking up the mega kill right there. But Kingdom Esports lost the Lord right there. But RSG loses mid lane.
Completely equal fight, except for the fact that Kingdom Esports had got a pushing lane in the middle lane. So goodbye to the inhibitor turret in the middle lane and top. But hey, RSG did manage to pick up an evolved Lord.
Yeah, that's so much value for the side of RSG, right? Like, PTBL stealing that Lord away from Kingdom Esports, while Kingdom Esports is very distracted, and now they're gonna lose mid with the Lord that's rampaging down bot, and RSGSG Traction Pulse right there to try to peel. Even though FMM is trying to land down the skills, it doesn't really make sense because RSG, they've got a lot of shred and a lot of pushing power.
They can do so much. They can shred, they can siege, they can crowd control, they can split push. There's so many things that RSGSG can do, but somehow they always find it short for all these things that they can do, right? They can exactly. That is one sentence that pretty much comprises the entire lineup of RSG. I can shred you guys down to an all-time low, but I do not have the burst to actually kill you. I have got ways to split push, but I don't have the way to really get myself into battles all that well. Looking at Ash, if you read Mr. SOD, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep.
I have ways to lock you down, but I don't have ways to
end the fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is the main problem. That's why when they are lacking in certain elements in their fight, Kingdom Esports have got what's missing. So they will always end up in a situation whereby I lose one, you lose one. I lose two, you lose two.
Yeah, so it's just basically an always
never-ending trade.
It's a constant stalemate between these two teams.
Yep.
But now the Evolve Lore is already dealt with. Kingdom Esports was able to hold on the fort just a little bit more. Top side looks a little bit weaker. So RSG, what is their game plan right now? Do they repeat the same thing as, sending Ash all the way up top and then start split pushing? But knowing Lozy, he's definitely gonna communicate over and over again. And now, look at the Lord timings, right? It's spawning faster and faster.
Oh, so
with
tight.
expanding rivers, it's gonna make traveling there so much quicker.
Exactly. I think that this overarching game narrative really just boils down to playing to the opponent's mistakes. The moment you find a mistake from the opponent, you need to capitalize it, and you need to play flawlessly. The more mistakes you make, the more it would impact your gameplay and impact your end game.
I like how Kingdom Esports trying to adapt. They're trying something different. Usually what you expect is Kingdom Esports and RSG, they kind of congregate around the Lord pit right there, trying to prep for the Lord fight. But you saw Kingdom Esports trying to make a pick-off on the side of Ash right there, down in the bottom lane, albeit to no avail. And now they have to try to bite the bullet right here. They have to try to take this Lord.
As RSG already realizes that Green is no longer the bottom.
Then here comes a Mountain Shocker just a little bit. The wall is already built up. Lozy, the tech charge does miss right here. Hoki, takes the traction guard, and now it's just going to be Murphy spreading out damage. Torres will be able to stay young. Normal jungler for the side of Kingdom Esports. That's a massive one. And the SOD lands. Grants managed to dash away just a little bit more, but now Jin Sanity gets suppressed by the Bloody Hunt from Hoki. He gets busted down. That praises Rav to end everything. And now Torres leading the charge. Grant and Eminem has to try to hold and defend.
Unfortunately, the battle for mistakes definitely and truly did happen right there. As Kingdom Esports missed a tech charge, we should be able to bring them into a good fight. As such, it's a complete wipeout over to Kingdom Esports, and making full use of the opponent's mistakes is utterly big.
And this is a massive confidence booster for the side of RSG, right? We talk about how Hoki, I nickname him Hoki, the Franco lands so many critical iron hooks and also Bloody Hunt at the same time.
Right. So either ways, congratulations over to Murphy, the MVP of the game. With 5:1 for the KDA, and of course GPM of 663 with total kill participation of 71%. Fully decked out items that have the Holy Crystal. We've got Blood Wings, Divine Glaive, Glowing Wand, and like you mentioned, the Demon Hunter Sword that help with the shred.
Yeah, and apart from the Demon Hunter Sword shred, the one I was talking about is definitely the Weakness Finder, right? That's really clutch, especially when you're dealing with Jinsanity and also to a certain extent Lozy, right? And all of a sudden, yes, we talk about range, FMM and grunts. It's always PTBL stepping forward in the middle, Taurus also wrecking havoc in the backline. If you notice, right, RSG has been fighting Kingdom Esports with a 4v5 constantly. Ash rarely appears in the team fight unless absolutely necessary, but Ash also did buy himself a lot of time to go all the way to the late game. Mind you, this is a 25-minute game. It's one of the longest ones we've seen thus far for the side of MPL Singapore.
It is very drawn out, but regardless, let's take a look at the equipment builds for all of them. They definitely, all of them have got max items, let's just be honest here, right?
Yep.
Highest gold goes to Grant, I would like to believe. Oh, it's actually Ash, right? 19,316. So they've got full items. They don't care about boots anymore. Grant, on the other hand, have decided to double down onto some defenses, gets himself immortality. Yon still have his boots on this case. Some heroes require boots in order to really excel. It's definitely way better than just doubling down items.
Well, technically, Yon needs the boots, right? Because that's where the Jungle Blessing is.
Yep.
Also, another thing to take note, if you notice both these two games, this game is actually went very long, right? These two teams actually cleared off the same amount of turrets, and it took, even though Kingdom Esports took 3 Lords, RSG still managed to win because RSG wins out in these kind of team fights, and that's just basically how the cookie crumbles, right? And like what you mentioned, Lozy, yes, able to face tank a lot. If you notice, he's also 211k damage taken, but take a look at what Jinsanity absorbed himself. 325 damage. He's going in and out healing. He's able to peel, but what you notice is the Yon FMM and Grind is able to stay forward because of the potential collateral damage coming out from Murphy, coming out from Ash, and also to a certain extent Taurus, right? Mind you, Kimi and also the Moskov work very well together because they penetrate through and basically a basic attack turns into an AoE.
Oh yeah, that's true. So even if the opponents were to, kind of group up together, not only are you just dealing damage to one person like what a Granger does, you spill over to people behind. So that's kind of annoying to really deal with, especially since the main